Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
Evan in for Steiny with Guru.
Yes.
So I'm going to go Odessa. Friday Night Lights doesn't do it for you?
It's one of the best movies ever made.
But what the NFL has coming this year, primetime games or a primetime game on Friday night, you feel like they're taking away from the kids?
Yes, they are. That's for high schoolers. That's for happy hour. Football's, and I get at the end of the year, all depending on when Christmas and New Year's Day, you get the Friday or Saturday games. But to just come out and do that to the kids, I just don't like it, man. Goodell, just whatever figure it is, if you meet it, you can get the NFL. Good God.
Well,
man.
we're going to find out what the primetime games are. That comes out on Wednesday, right? The
There's
NFL
leaks
schedule.
already, yeah.
Yeah, we already know that the opening game on Thursday in week 1 is going to be
that.
Baltimore, Kansas City.
Yeah.
How come the Niners ain't in it?
No, you got me there.
Well, usually it is the defending champs against.
Oh, well, there
I think
you
last
go.
year was KC against Detroit. But I don't know. I mean, look, I'll watch that game. I'm looking forward to it. But I do wonder, like, how many primetime games you feel like the Niners should get this year?
I'm being
Do they
real.
deserve?
My number's 7. I'm going
7 of 17.
So I'm going there. I think they're going to be a fixture on Thanksgiving night, that night game. I think they get that.
What about if they play on Friday?
Sunday nights, I'm going 2. I'm going to go 3 Sunday nights, 2 Monday nights. So I'm going to say about 6 or 7, yeah.
I would like that. Honestly, I just want to see the Niners in the spotlight as much as possible. I mean, we're going to watch the games, obviously, maybe get down to 1 or 2, depending. But the Niners deserve, I think, just as many primetime games as the Chiefs, even though they
no
lost to
doubt
them.
about it. It should have beat them. Woulda, coulda,
We got to
shoulda.
stop doing that.
No, but it played out twice. You do understand. It's one thing to get beat 20-3, Evan, and it's like, oh boy, or 9-1. But when you're in a game and you pick off the great Patrick Mahomes right after halftime, come on, man.
Well, I don't know if you have a rant about that, but do you mind if we get to your rant that you went on yesterday?
Before we do, can we? I want to just take a back seat to you
Well,
because I'm all over.
I was trying
and
to
you're
throw it at you.
driving. I'm throwing it back at you. And I told you I was with my brother-in-law. I call him Obama. And I was on social media in the car. We were driving, get some charcoal. And Grandy, if you can help me out, I know you two are hot shots and future. You're going to be play-by-plays for some entity, some teams. Pro, it's good basketball, baseball, hockey, all of it. But can we hear Evan's walk-off for the Santa Clara Broncos? This was incredible, and I was critiquing it like I didn't know you. So, Grandy, can you play it, and then we discuss it after?
8th pitch of the at-bat. And Brigman lines it down the left field line. Here comes 1. Here comes 2.
How many?
Lewis is rounding 3rd, and he's going to come in and score as Santa Clara walks it off with a 6-run 9th inning. A miraculous comeback against LMU as the Broncos steal game 1 of the series.
Evan, that's a Grandy. You got to be proud of your Ruby. That was great, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Dude, I'm like, that's like, I'm like, dude, your head getting too big, but still, Evan, that was a great call.
No,
man.
it was a really fun game, honestly. It was a great series. Because of that game, they
People
got to
giving
win
you
on
love.
Sunday. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And that was the last home series of the season for Santa Clara. So it was also the last baseball broadcast that I'll do for college for this year. So got some time
So
coming
no
up.
playoffs for them?
They have a chance to get to the postseason if they win the conference tournament.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But that's in Las Vegas in 2 weeks, and then they'd go play a regional somewhere else. Like last year, they played in Fayetteville,
dude, you nailed
Arkansas.
it. I was sending that at the Grandy to every MLB. I better be careful here, but there's some in the Bay that could use your help.
Well, yeah,
I
we
just-
don't want to dig down that road.
Yeah.
We did talk to Oakland A's closer Mason Miller earlier today. He was fantastic. So that's what's going on there. But no, thank you, man. I mean, it's like I love doing play-by-play. I feel fortunate I get to do it in an area that I'm familiar with and a lot of athletes that I've gotten a little close to. None on the professional level yet, but that's the goal one day.
But just say that was Brewer versus the Giants. That's how it goes, Evan. You would have called that game. That's what's dope about it. Like if they called you, you could do it.
I think so. Yeah. Well, baseball.
You and Grandy.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, it's like riding a bike, right? I mean, so let's say because you're You got a little bit of time coming up. You don't mind me throwing that out there?
I got vacation.
Yeah, vacation coming up, right? So the moment you come back off vacation, it's not like you need a day to get back in the saddle. You'll be right back on. Everyone wants to hear Guru.
Yeah.
And this is just what you do.
Like, I think I could do hoop. Here comes Grandy forecourt. Looks in the post to Johnson. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson back out to Grandy. Grandy dribble drives. Pull up. In and out. Giddings with the rebound. Here they come forecourt.
In and out. Please, I'm hitting that.
You better touch rim.
Yeah, no doubt. Dude, I love it, man. I'm the guy that judges the announcers.
Well, I appreciate it.
They bring something, and you guys got it, man. Keep going.
Thank you, man. Do you mind if we get to your call now?
Well, yeah, go ahead, man. Evan,
right,
I didn't know this was going to get to California.
Dude, this went viral yesterday.
Well, I didn't know
get to California. You made the call from Northern.
Yeah, but it was in Pennsylvania is where they heard it.
Yes.
I didn't think I would have to come in and, some people here hit me up coming to work like, and I was like, how did you know?
But I think it's relevant because last week we were talking about the fandom stuff, right? So you're back on the bandwagon because Skeens is pitching. Did you have a chance to see him Saturday, by the way?
Of course. He was Kerrywood like Bonte used.
Ooh, I like
he texted
that.
me electric. Left with one run, and the relievers came in to walk 6 straight guys. So those runs went to his ledger.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that alone.
That
okay?
hurts.
Yeah, there's a meme of him standing on the porch of the dugout like, who the hell do I play for? Anyway,
6 in
I
a
saw
row.
it all. They won 10-9.
But not on Sunday.
Yeah, no. Bases loaded, no outs, couldn't get a run home, and the Cubs were trying to give them the game.
So that's what frustrated you so much to the point that, because, we don't have so much of an outlet all the time to express how we feel about the teams
doubt.
that we fall in love. So this is what Guru had to say yesterday. This is on 93.7 The
And
Fan,
before you
correct?
go, O'Neal Cruz was up 3-1. The count was 3-1. Bases loaded, Evan. The pitcher was erratic. The team can't collectively hit. 3-1. To me, you take that one for the team. You don't swing if you're Babe Ruth. You see if this is not going to be a ball so you can win the game. And if it was a strike, I would say, hey, if you want to watch that next pitch, I'm okay. We cannot hit. We need this win bad. Just don't be selfish. He swings on a 3-1 pitch to pop it up, and I had it.
And this is where all of that pent-up tension went.
I don't know what a hitting coach has to do to get fired before 50 games, but if you want to find out, watch the 2024 Pirates. They're playing their ass off. This is just me again, Dan. There is no accountability. And McCutchen, you're in my Pirate Hall of Fame, but when it's time to play, you got to be serious. Quit smiling, joking all damn game, and then you get up there with 2 runners on, and you just have 3 of the worst swings I've ever seen. That's not leadership, and that's not veteran-like. This team needs a new coach. You can't get rid of all the players. And why we brought in Chapman, I have no idea. This thing is bad, and it's embarrassing, and I'm screaming on Mother's Day, and I hate it. Help me, Dan, please. I can't take it anymore.
I love you.
Oh,
I love you.
There it is.
Daryl?
nah, but Evan, that's just
You left him
that's
speechless,
me. Yeah,
Gil.
that's me, man. I don't call when it's good. Just bad sports is not fun, man.
Well, it's because you love the team.
Yeah.
Well, and McCutchen.
Well, and so Mason Miller.
And Mason. Yeah,
How
Mason. That was his favorite
for him
player.
to talk to him,
That is pretty cool.
and for Kutch to even be around that long.
There was,
That's dope.
I remember back in, it must have been like 2010 or 11. I went to go see Tyson Ross. He went to Bishop O'Dye's, local kid, Oakland, pitched to Cal. He was making his debut for the A's.
I can see him now. I know.
And the first batter he faced in the show was Ken Griffey Jr. So the first guy, and I was 40-year-old Griffey, had a little bit of a boiler.
Yeah, no doubt.
Old Seattle Mariners Griffey. But still, the first batter you face is Ken Griffey Jr. I wonder how, I don't know what it'd be like to face either your idol or just meet him first time you get to play against him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's got to be awesome. Here I go aging myself. I don't have to, Evan. But it's got to be better for the youngster because the old guy knows what you represent. Like Jason Tatum has a picture of LeBron James, and I think Tatum was like 7 years old. It was after the game, and it was young Bron. And then they got the picture that when he's dunking on LeBron, and all that symbolizes for Bron is he's been around, still great, but he's older, Evan. So I'm sure Kutch was like, it's awesome to meet you, kid, but just a reminder, I've been around this piece a long time.
A lot of people probably got Kutch as their favorite.
Yeah.
Even from Western PA.
Yeah. He's from Florida.
Well, no, but I'm saying if you're a Pirates fan.
Yeah, got you.
But, Goot, so it's just funny. Like 2 weeks ago, you were off because of the ownership, right? They bring up this exciting
and
prospect.
Getting swept by the A's and going 2 for 39 on a road trip. So it had something to do with the players, too.
That'll do it, too.
Yeah.
But that was yesterday on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You just couldn't take it.
I couldn't. I had to dip out and make a call, and there was nothing at stake for me but serenity of just letting my anger go. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was going to, the 2 people caught me. Those remain nameless.
Well, I think about 100,000 people caught you.
Anyway,
it went viral.
It was just therapeutic. And had you not, they snitched on me, I wouldn't even brought it up. But Evan, that's just, it hurts, man.
Well, it's 2 very different calls. Like I wouldn't have brought up the Santa Clara one, but you liked it. So
oh, my God.
It
was great.
And I thought this was great because that's who you are. Well, I know you don't like listening back to yourself.
Yeah, but
is that something, by the way? I feel like whenever you listen back to yourself, you always hear something you don't like.
Well, that's
like I don't just sit there and listen to myself.
Doesn't believe me. I listen to on the way home. I have a commute. I listen to every show every day, and my mistakes are just
our show.
Yeah, our show every day, and I'm just like, let them talk. Quit stepping on them. Talking to myself. But Evan, throughout my whole career, man. And that's what I'm calling it. Even on the weekends, the Thursday night after the games, you got to put on that game tape to try and get better. Some stuff you can't, you know what I mean? The dumb laugh, cutting you out. You learn some stuff by watching game film. That's all.
Well, as long as you don't injure yourself.
Well, there you go.
Which, by the way, was it the boss that put out a question about that? Was it over the weekend?
He put out, this is what I saw from the boss. This is fantastic. He went to buy some Doritos, and it was $6, I believe, in 26
Here at the cafeteria?
No, in the store by his house.
Okay.
And he said he took them back and said, this is ridiculous.
You can return chips?
No, he didn't buy them. When they told him the price, he's like, I'm out. But I'm like, have you bought eggs lately? Whatever you try to buy, it's out of control.
I thought it was just a poultry problem.
Well, the only thing I don't hear people complaining about the price is grass. I get no complaints from all my people that love grass.
What kind?
About how much it costs, but everything else. You seen gas?
Artificial turf?
Oh boy.
Oh, gas?
Yeah.
Well, there's actually there's a couple of cheap spots in the Mission, but largely it's like $5.5,
There's no cheap
$6.
spots in the city.
No, there's not.
Okay, he said in the Mission. Tell me where. Give me the Addy.
Well, I don't know how quality the gas is. Like that's something you also got to think about too, right? Because the caddy you can only put premium in, right? Or maybe not. I mean,
look at Grandy.
Put the bottom of the barrel in there.
Go ahead.
No, so some cars you got to put better gas in there.
Yeah.
Other cars you could just put whatever,
You better be careful.
petrol.
There you go.
But
Good luck with that 10 cent you're saving, huh? As the end, everything else you just run it in the ground.
something else we were discussing before the show was about this. I don't know, just how much injuries take away from sports. And it's taken a lot from Bay Area teams. I know right now, because I was just looking at, for example, like the Giants IL list.
Give it to me again.
Michael Conforto's on the 10-day. Jung Hoo Lee just dislocated his shoulder. Rob Ponja is saying that he might be out for months, potentially, if he has to get surgery. Slater's on the shelf. Ahmed's on the shelf. And then Soler, I think. So what, they got like 5 guys in the IL right now. And it takes away from the viewing experience, even though I think it presents an opportunity for younger players. But injuries in sports.
This is Evan. Oh, boy.
You're hot on this.
Yeah, because, like, again, there is no fix. And I just think about the careers that injuries have robbed. I think of Grant Hill. We could just go to Penny Hardaway. We could go on in every sport. Bo Jackson. But you never get it back, Evan. And it's just, you know, to think a week ago we were talking about the Giants when they were relatively healthy. Soler doesn't even play an everyday position. He's on the IL. I'm watching Conforto. I'm going, is he going for 2? Something comes up with his hammy, and now all of a sudden the kids are on the farm. But I think of the Warriors when they lost to Toronto. Had Clay not got hurt, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and Durant followed that up with his torn ACL, we're talking about a three-peat. And the reason I bring that up, Evan, is I knew the Warriors were better than Toronto, but injuries are so effing just unapologetic that I don't think as fans we just tap into the gravity of what it's really doing. And let's just say this injury to Jung-Hoo Lee is more serious than we thought. All I'm saying, buddy, is it changes, the trajectory of seasons. And not even that if that's not enough. Careers, Evan, and it's just, there's nothing we can do about it, but like Bo Jackson, just what if he didn't get hurt against the Bengals that Sunday? Are we talking about him as one of the best running backs to ever do it? But I just hate it. There's nothing that can be done. And the thing about this with the Giants, because I'll never advocate to be happy over an injury, do you think there could be some type of, oh my gosh, silver lining in all of this if the youngsters do their part? And I'll just let you answer.
Well, hopefully,
because
yes.
It's eating at me.
Yeah, hopefully there is somebody that you find that can be a part of your future. Someone that you didn't expect. Somebody that takes their opportunity and just runs with it. I mean, but also think you can just broaden the injury conversation. Like looking at the Indiana-New York series. Looks like the Knicks are breaking down left and right.
Who can be mad at them? Right. No, four guys out or hampered.
Yeah, and I do think it was funny the signing was putting Thibodeau in his top 5 coaching category. Thibodeau just runs his team into the ground every single year.
Yeah.
Is that good coaching or is that just a ticking time bomb?
Well, if we're judging him on like the best to ever do it, he's never won one. He's never been in one.
And maybe it's because
are you telling me you think
45
Brunson
minutes a game?
Okay, all right, I got you.
I mean, look, injuries are a part of the Warriors, and I think that just has to do with age. But the war of attrition is, I mean, I just feel like teams like the Knicks are going to lose.
Yeah, he doesn't operate with Tibbs real quick. There is no load management in his life. Like, he doesn't get, you know what I mean? So I was laughing as they were just plowing through the playoffs thinking they would be good, but do we really have the science to say, or is it just common sense? Hey, Tibbs, if you don't play these players as much, they got a better chance of lasting, and the more you run them into the ground, you got a better chance of them getting injured.
Well, unfortunately, all around the playoffs, fortunately, there hasn't been a big, massive, I think, series-swinging injury. Maybe you could argue Kawhi in the first round for the Clippers.
I like that one.
I mean, I think that's one that sucks just because I want to see Kawhi Leonard play basketball. But outside of that, at least the stars have been able to stay healthy. If Jokic goes down tomorrow night, I would hate to see that. I don't know if there's anything in sports that I dislike more than an injury to an impactful player, to someone who determines an outcome.
So with that said, can I give you, if Greenlaw didn't get injured in the Super Bowl, the Niners win, just saying you could process that and say, I can see what you're where you're going with that.
Maybe.
That's how big that injury was, Evan.
I mean, Greenlaw had the big pick against Green Bay, right? So, I mean, he might have been able to make a play. I don't know if in a football game, an injury like that is big enough for me to say that's the difference.
But all those 3rd and 4th and ones for Mahomes, had he been out there, even with Bosa crashing, that's a whole nother story. But you got to like your chances with him out there. That's all. And the Niners did themselves well by trying to fill that spot, but the game changed when you see a guy running on the field and bam.
I think it's the feeling of, did we get beat at full strength? Or did we lose because of an excuse? Or did we lose because we just got beat? I think it's the conundrum a lot of people were kind of moving between last year with with the Warriors. All right, did they get beat, or were they not together? Did they lose because of off-court?
I'll go with the latter. Yeah, they're not
chemistry.
Together. Yeah.
This year, was it because of Draymond Green, the suspensions and not being able to find themselves? Was it because Kerr couldn't, grasp a
It wasn't because of injury.
I thought it was more because of basketball reasons this year.
Yeah,
and
the suspension is number one for me.
That at least made me feel better of how they, measured up. But I also think for basketball reasons, they can get back in the mix. And I'm seeing more and more in the playoffs that as these series get longer, there has to be different counters and different ways to win. And I just don't know if a team like Minnesota or Oklahoma City have different ways to beat their opponents outside of just trying to basically outrun them.
You know what? I love that. And what if I said to that this? They're so new in this, Evan, that they're finding the answers out to those questions. And it may cost them. OKC may get to the finals. I would be shocked. Maybe they beat Dallas and lose the next round. But my point is they're learning what it takes to get hit in the mouth and be able to come back with a counter.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be valuable moving forward, or perhaps later in this series. I mean, if look, Minnesota kicked the crap out of Denver 2 times in Denver.
What was that about?
Or maybe they go in Game 5 and get the W.
All right.
This is from the 415 the Xfinity Mobile text line. This is a good point. Yeah, Giannis.
Oh, no doubt. And it's happened twice for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embiid was hampered in the first round.
Good call, man. But, yeah, I just hate him, and I wish it was like a video game for all the gamers out there. You could turn injuries off, Evan.
Tony Pollard, this is from the 650.
Well, that really changed that game.
A couple years ago.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
I think football, there's more of just like an inherent association with injury.
But if McCaffrey goes down, everything has changed in the hood.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? That's one of those catastrophic ones.
But maybe it's just because those kind of the big injuries are, I feel like they're less prevalent in basketball, certainly in baseball, outside of maybe pitchers. But in basketball, when there is an injury to a big player, I think it stands out more because you don't necessarily expect it. In football, it's unfortunately could happen on any play.
Right.
But, I mean, it feels like, dude, I don't know, like the way that injuries affect how we view sports, it feels like it's becoming more rampant, like it's getting increasingly worse. I don't know. I mean,
Knicks was a great pool.
Well, I haven't seen sports, I haven't watched sports for as long as you have, but, I mean, how often did you have to consider injuries? It feels like even before 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. And it's every play, and that's why Evan, when my team is up certain amount of points and you think it's over, it's like you're playing two things. Yeah, and you can't live scared, right? But you're playing the injury bug too, which could happen in a blowout, Evan. And it's just like, oh, did the guy get up if it's football, from the tackle? Is he okay? And then it's just something that I hate, but it stinks. And the Giannis comp was excellent because Milwaukee had no chance. And I think that saved Doc Rivers' job.
Really?
Yeah, he ain't happy Giannis got out, but I think you can't fire him not knowing how you look fully loaded, right?
That's true. Let's clean up a couple of super chats from the great Rich Mitchin on the daily. $1.99. Oh, twice. Appreciate that. So
What's
$4.
What's this about?
Can't stand Kuminga and trade everybody but Steph, TJD. Oh, and Moody has been attached. I feel like last week it was just Steph and TJD, but this time it is also Moody. So there's that. When we come back, we got the Too Short segment. You ready?
Let's do it. Short dog.
If you want to get any calls in or text in, Xfinity Mobile text line's open. 888-957-9570 is the number. Evan Giddings alongside Daryl the Guru Johnson. We'll be back after this on 95.7 The Game. And what's coming up is presented by Fremont Bank, full service banking, no compromises. That segment was brought to you by Express